Hello, everyone. This is my first time doing a official voiceover, which feels very odd to me. Um, I wanted to come on, I try not to say a bunch of times, but I wanted to come on and do a creativity tarot spread. So, I'm using the traditional Rider-Waite Smith deck. This version happens to be in French, which I was able to get in France recently on a trip, which is where I had now friends encourage me to start doing readings professionally after I did some for them. So it's a little bit of my background, but I am a writer. You'll see lots of writing sprints. And I like to incorporate this oracle deck into the writing sprints. I highly recommend this oracle deck. Just shown to me by one of my mentors, the Supra oracle deck. And we will be pulling a final message from there at the end. So I'm going to do a 3-card spread. There is no past, present, or future on it. It is just the relation of how the cards speak to each other. So let's do a creativity spread in this NaNoWriMo time of the world. Or not NaNoWriMo if you're with Free So let's see. Here. Down. Here. Alrighty, let's see what we have. We've got a King of Cups. King of Cups. Then we have, the 10 of Wands. And finally, the 9 of Wands. How fun. Okay, so I like kind of talking through the cards. So here we have the King of Cups. So this is giving me, you have done the emotional work to be here. The King presents some kind of mastery. And if you see here, he's sitting here, he looks completely unbothered, even though he's surrounded by all these roiling waves. And that actually gives me creativity because the cups often are associated with water signs, like in astrology. And we often know that signs like Aquarius or other water, or Pisces for that matter, water signs are very creative and intuitive in that way. So it's giving me from all of the emotions and in all of this swells of creativity that you are ready to sit and do the work because you're confident that you are mastered what you came in with and you're ready. You look so ready. So there's that. And that is only fortified by my next 2 cards. So I'm going to give a little spiel about the wands. The wands actually are associated with fire signs, activation energy. Again, pulling into that creativity, specifically for these. So you can see here they're holding all of this accomplishments together. This to me immediately was giving a lot of projects. You have a lot of things going on. Look at how much you've done and look at you carrying it home. And it's like you've gathered all of these things, you have all these ideas, you have all like a culmination of all this effort coming together and you're taking it home. And you're making that step forward, taking it home. And the 10 also, as a numerology side, is the completion of a cycle. So that is the end going towards a new beginning, which I love. So whether this be a new creative project or just standing and seeing what you have, which leads me directly into this one. This, I believe. So the 9 is right. I'm going to cut that line off. So the 9, right before the 10, is coming to the end of the cycle. So if this is like a project you've had ongoing for a while and this is kind of where you're wanting to go, this may be where you need to be now. If you see where all of these are standing and he's just getting to see the fruits of his labor, but it doesn't have all the stress of this card of trying to carry them all at once. Instead, they're standing all singular and he's okay with just holding on to that one wand, that one project that or the one sentence, the one word that's carrying you forward. Just building those sticks and stones. And so you get that house at the end. So, I hope that makes sense. Now, what I always like to do is do a bottom of the deck. And in this case, we have the Queen of Swords, which is fun. So, Queen of Swords. Queen is coming into that divine feminine sort of mastery, which is less rigid than we think of the kings. They're much less, I mean, rigid, but but they're much more willing to go with the flow, but they still have that the competence, the quiet competence. If you see, like, she's holding this, but she's not, she has the other hand free, whereas the king here has two hands that are very rigid. He's learned everything. There's nothing else for him to go, where the queen is moving forward. And with the swords, you think thoughts. Swords are often associated with the mind or with thoughts. So with this specifically, I see you have your ideas in a row. You've realized what's happening, but you're still exploring where that ending is going. And I think that's so exciting. And it personally resonates with my projects. But yeah. And I feel like the butterfly may resonate with someone with that whole transformation and specifically coming towards the end of a cycle. What I really like with that is the whole idea of like the caterpillar spends its whole life like cocooning and feeding and everything, and then they may only live a week as the butterfly. But you still get to that end and that transformation and enjoying the end of your process. So I hope that is helpful to someone, but I would love to get an oracle card just to tie it all together. Would be awesome. So again, Supra Oracle deck. Oh, hello. Release. Release. Okay. So I think that this is awesome because it is really showing with these, like coming to the end of the cycle. And then I'll show you a little bit better of this card. Coming to the end of the cycle and then having the wisdom of these masteries, the emotional mastery and over the mind, to know when it's time to let go. And I love the wing here too, that specifically ties in with the butterfly. I kind of love that. Of when it's time to let your project go, when it's time to, I guess, carry the sticks home. Yeah, carry the projects home. And I think this is a wonderful month for this. And release, what I'm also getting with the cups here is to release the emotional claim we have on our projects, where you want to be carrying them all home and be that tight to it versus stepping back and observing them with some of this mastery of the thoughts. So that is my first reading completed. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. And my website is up, ttarotreadings.com, if anyone would like a one-on-one. Thank you guys. Bye.